Hey everyone, welcome to another video review, and this is the Transformers War for Cybertron Siege Starscream, the Voyager from Wave 2. One's got a bit of discussion in the fan base just because of some of the things that are going on with him. But we'll, put him off to the side for a bit. Just, real quick look at the box. It's Wave 2, so we already kind of know, general Voyager thing. Nice artwork here. Again, black light down there. He's very angry about something. Logo, words, same artwork as always. Hey, look, there's all his transformations, renders of his transformation, well, not transformation, two modes and a battle masters, and he is WFC-S24. There you go, box. Simple. He also comes with his instructions, which, they're, again, pretty decent-ish. And he, of course, null ray laser launcher. There's the laser launcher now, not just null rays. But anyway, Starscream. He is now a Voyager Starscream, or Seeker, finally. We're getting Thundercracker and probably Skywarp as well, down the line. But yeah, he is a Cybertronian Tetrajet type thing, although he looks a lot like a Battlestar Galactica Viper. Particularly the classic one, not from the newer one. Newer, not new anymore. Now what? Over a decade old now, dang. But anyway, yeah. It's the Tetrajet, more or less, a modified version, not as tall or anything, but it's kind of got that idea. And yes, I'm almost certain that whoever designed this was very inspired by Battlestar Galactica. But yeah, it's a pretty actually good-looking Tetrajet thing. It's got the battle damage, type stuff all over the place. But I still don't mind it. It's got a little purple Decepticon symbol. There's the null rays, little faux cockpit. Thing is, back here you can see, there's jet boosters, but also, hey, look, there's Starscream's chest, and underneath, the legs and arms are just chilling out underneath, and someone has proven that, yes, once again, it's one of those you can take off all the alt mode bits, and you're left with still an intact robot without the alt mode bits. And yeah, so it's a kind of a shell former of sorts, and you guys are basically once again, another jet former. This is kind of lying on top of a robot, but, the jet's lying on top of the robot, but hey, it's a little bit better than a lot of them in that it's not as late. It doesn't feel as lazy as a lot of the jet formers wind up feeling. Also, these null rays are once again, compatible with the effect parts, so you're gonna have them shooting or whatever. I got that. But yeah, it's actually pretty good looking. If you're willing to ignore this stuff on the bottom, it's actually a pretty good jet mode. It's also got a little time machine stage port right there, smack in the middle of everything if you want that. So, yeah, transformation though. You got to pull off the null rays. And then from there, you want to... Okay, you got to be careful with this. This is the part that everyone's going to be knowing about. This part right here, you got to pull this out a little bit. And it's really difficult to not pull it completely off because, well, a little bit of a QC problem. I'm trying not to pull it off, and I kind of successfully did it. Pull that out to the side, or pull it off the back, and then you pull this, these jet bits right here. You pull those out like that, and you move it up, click into place up here, and then fold it over, and this will go tab into this slot right here, like so. And then you'll take the wings and just pull them up. They also kind of slide underneath this nose here, so be aware of that when you're going back. Yeah, so pull them up like that. Untab the arms from the legs. Fold them out to the side, like that. Same with this, right here. You take the legs and unfold them, like that. You also want to take this whole assembly and move it out. So yeah, you straighten out the legs. Rotate at the waist. Then you can split open the feet. Both the front and back. Front and back. Split open those feet. Make sure they're nice and straight. You can straighten out the elbows as well because you want this part right here to be facing forward. And then from there, you want to move this chest piece down and tab into place right there. And again, be careful. It's going to probably pop off a lot when you first get this figure. This will actually help pop the head out, which then you can move the head forward, click into place. And then this little gray platform here behind his head, remove that. You actually want to keep that more or less sitting like that. And for that, because what you also want to do, take the nose of the Tetrajet here, split in half, which can be a little difficult. Those tabs are really solid. move this up. And here's the thing. There's a little slot here, right here in the nose, that this goes over this. And it's kind of a little bit difficult to line up because you also got to... Actually, not up there, I believe. Yeah, I could use it up there. Yeah, okay. You got to line this up, and you got to bring this whole backpack down so that these slots will go over these tabs. See that? And they'll also slide over this thing. And it could be a little annoying to initially line up the first few times you do it. Might take a few tries before you do it successfully. Or at least in one fluid motion. There you go. See, that slots in right there. That actually keeps, you know, fills in the gap back behind his head. You don't just fold it down like a lot of people thought you did. You just position the wings how you want, and then these arms, open them up at the side, like that. You flip the fist out, extend the arm out, like so, and close it back up. Same on this side. Open, flip, extend, close. And of course, the final piece, which is put the null rays back on. Just peg them into the shoulders. And you have Starscream's very techy robot mode. Like, there's a ton of little tech detailing on Starscream here. Also, a little bit of little hidden Decepticon symbols on the wings. Little tiny ones, but they're there. Plus red stripes. And you got the, signature vents, although they're a little further back than usual. But they're there, and that's kind of neat they did it that way. Yeah, it's Starscream, more or less. It's a Voyager Starscream, which means also Voyager Seekers in general. But yeah, it's a Voyager Starscream. We haven't had a decent one in a while. I mean, we had the Power of the Primes version, which wasn't great. And before that, it's pretty much Deluxes or Leaders, but no Voyagers. And we finally got a Voyager... a good-looking robot mode, I think. I feel it's a really good robot mode, honestly. The problem is, for a lot of people, is they don't like the jet mode because of the just, robot chilling out underneath. And yeah, this chest piece. The problem is it just can easily just flop off. You can see that right there. The problem is, particularly on this side, it doesn't grip. It's a little hinge that's, it's just a friction hinge, but it just doesn't grip very well, so it pops off really easily. And supposedly there's a fixed one, but it's looking more and more like that is a pretty much straight up a one-off custom that someone purported to be a running change. But yeah, who knows if they'll fix this a bit for the Thundercracker and probable Skywarp releases. But as it is, it's kind of a pain in the butt that it's a problem, and that's a really frustrating thing. It's this massive QC flaw right there that's so integral to the transformation and everything. It's right front and center. He also got a bit of backpack, but I mean, for a Seeker, that's kind of, standard anymore. Just a Seeker is going to have a backpack. This is actually a pretty decent one, all things considered. The wings are, again, posable, a little bit posable. You can have them flattened out, flare it a bit, swept back more. However, you have some decent options there for the wings. And you can also, if you really want, have the null rays down lower, if you want, but that doesn't look right. Yeah, I like to keep them up there. Posability, though. Before we get to posability, actually, again, there's the battle damages. You can really see it, like the silver here on the blue and the gray on the legs and stuff, and a little bit here on the chest. But yeah, there's also a lot of greebly lines in the sculpting. I mean, like a ton of those. I'm not sure. Yeah, you see all those lines and stuff. There's a lot of that in this figure. I don't know what they just went crazy with the tech detailing in this one. So there you go. Now, posability, though, his head is on a ball joint, so it can be a little difficult to get your fingers on it because of the little shoulder things. But hey, left and right, up and down, a little bit of wiggle. Also, the light piping, so his face, his eyes really light up. I think you can see that pretty well. I'm not sure how well you can see it, but yeah, he's got pretty significant light piping stuff. So there you go. Shoulders forward and back, out on its own hinge. Also, because of the transformation, butterfly hinges. That's new for a mainline figure. Well, not new, but unusual. Bicep swivel. Dual jointed elbow. That's not very common on a mainline anymore. His wrist does swivel, although it's very tight, so it has very much a tendency to tend to open instead of swivel. But if you hold it, you can get a wrist swivel. Another thing is for me, when I do swivel it, it tends to start working its way out of the mushroom. The mushroom pig tends to work its way out of the slot, so be aware of that. He's got a waist swivel, which is a little hindered, but not so much that I would actually honestly say it's a huge detriment, just because that's good enough for most posing you're going to do with the waist. So it's hindered, but not horribly so. Hips can go forward, can't really go back because, again, backpack. Outward, yeah, full 90 degrees outward. It's got a thigh swivel, although it doesn't swivel so well down here, but, you know, once you got it spread out a bit, full unhindered. He's got knees, which can suck in pretty far, in part because of these spring-loaded little hatches, which, you know, fill in the leg for... Yeah, he can knee pretty hard. And there are ankle tilts, although they don't go very far, if you see. They simply don't go very far, period. There also is this foot movement. There's a bit of forward and back as well, and you can adjust the toes and heels as necessary. So there is a bit of ankle tilt, just really not a whole lot, oddly, surprisingly. But yeah, that's the thing, is Starscream has a really good looking robot mode, a love it or hate it alt mode, a pretty interesting, somewhat interesting transformation, although not super interesting, and a massive QC problem with the chest. That's the thing, I think, is if that's one of the big deciding factors, the alt mode and that QC problem for whether or not you get this guy. Other than that, I think it's actually a really good robot. If you're going to have him in robot mode most of the time anyway, you might as well go ahead and get it if you've been hankering for a good Voyager Starscream. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed it and found it informative. I hope you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time with another video review.